Back to the Cartoon History Channel. This is the Cartoon History Channel YouTube, and this is Saturday Afternoon Retro 24. Why was Tex Avery the king of cartoon comedy? Worked for 6 different cartoon companies, but for this purpose of his focus on his cartoon comedy, I'm going to talk about his Looney Tunes years from 1935 to 1941 to 41 to 53 with MGM. 35 to 41, his years at Termite Terrace, also known as the Lee and Schlesinger Productions, and the Warner Brothers cartoon, where they made Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies. It was called Termite Terrace because it was infested with termites. And it was a decent sized little building, but it was a little shack. But I'm getting off topic. He created 4 of the main, well, individual stars: Porky Pig, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, and Bugs Bunny. The second half of his comedy career was 41 to 53 with MGM. In 41, he left Warner Brothers and Leon Schlesinger's studio, who by that time had been renamed Warner Brothers Cartoons, and he left for MGM in 41 and stayed there until 53. There he created his other studio remarkable cartoon creations: The Wolf from Red Hot Riding Hood, Droopy, Spike the Dog, not the Tom and Jerry one, but Spike, Droopy's friend. His first cartoon for MGM was Blitz Wolf. He carried over Pentelkovich from the Walt Disney Practical Pig. He was the Practical Pig in his parody. The name of his version of Practical Pig was Sergeant Pork. And in Blitz Wolf, it was a World War II propaganda parody cartoon with a lot of satire. That was his key thing for Warner Brothers and MGM. Satire, satire, satire. He took basic comedy and turned it on its head, made fun of everything. During his MGM years, his competitors in the cartoon competitive world and just period, they copied his styles. Like Hanna-Barbera, Bill and Joe, Bill Hanna and Joe Barbera, that they would take some of his eye-popping gags and use them in their Tom and Jerry ones. That famous eye-popping comedy gag was invented by him, where a cartoon character would do a wild take and stay there for a good 5 to 10 seconds instead of just the take and then it would end. That is a revolutionary comedy take that is used in modern cartoon comedy to this day. But he invented all the spit takes, the eye the eye popping out, the breaking the fourth wall. That was a big thing with his cartoon comedy. And you always knew when a Avery or Tex Avery cartoon who made it, not just because of the opening credit that said his name. Fred Avery was his name and Tex Avery was a nickname, but yet you just knew he had that magic touch that you just knew it was him. He had that flow, that formula with the way that he did it. People in modern cartoons still use his techniques to this day, but he was the pioneer behind the cartoon comedy. Everything Walt Disney was is the complete opposite of what Tex was. He took in full-fledged for the fact that original cartoons were made for adults. And he took that and he used it in his comedy. Other examples of his MGM classic characters were Screwy Squirrel, Meathead the dog, that was Screwy Squirrel's antagonist, the the Hollywood Wolf, the Wolfman, which was also the World War II propaganda villain. It was a take on it was a take on the Three Little Pigs and World War II, his first cartoon. But he recast that same wolf in a slew full of Droopy cartoons, and Red Hot Riding Hood style cartoons, where the wolf was also the antagonist. In this case, the wolf was a stereotypical kind of sleazy and a just Hollywood man, based kind of like on Clark Gable. The Red Hot Riding Hood persona character started out in a cartoon that broke the fourth wall. They started out with regular Red Riding Hood, and they wanted it in a more contemporary urban kind of. They wanted a new way, so that narrator says, we're going to do the story a new way," and it's called Red Hot Riding Hood. And that character spun off uh, with the character alone into like five other separate shorts. It was the breakout thing for that character, Red Hot Riding Hood. She was a spoof of Katharine Hepburn. The original ending, the wolf character goes crazy and commits, let's just say, the S word. But in the original ending to the short, it's a shotgun wedding, and the grandmother and the wolf are getting married with Little Red Hot Riding Hood in the back, forcing them to get married. Because in the short, the grandmother falls in love with the wolf. And there's also a part in the original ending where it shows them on their honeymoon or a family outing, and they're watching her perform at the Hollywood nightclub with their kids. And in those uh, forgotten pictures, you can see Tex Avery put a caricature of himself as the justice of the peace that marries them. You can find pictures of it online. And it was originally shown to the military, but never shown to the public because the Hays Code was against it. Follow-up shorts to this were Swing Shift Cinderella, The Shooting of Dan Magoo, Wild and Wolfie, Little Royal Riding Hood. That was the last follow-up. They had made 4 other ones, 5 in total. Action comedy, what it is today, would not have been what it is today without Tex Avery. Fred Avery made cartoon comedy what it is. And if you like this video, remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and hit the notification bell so you always know about my videos every Friday and Saturday at 3. And you can personalize your notifications, or you can hit the gray bell, which way you'll be notified for just some of them if you do the personalized bell. But if you hit the gray bell, you'll be notified every Friday and Saturday at 3 that I make an upload. And tell me in the comments what you want Saturday Afternoon Retro Tune 25 to be about. Whatever gets the most votes is what I'm going to do next.